right. Hello and welcome back, or welcome for your first time to a kettlebell strength class. And today's focus, I'm sure you've noticed, we have a focus which is isometrics and integration. So if you're not familiar, which many people are not expecting anyone to be familiar with kind of this jargon terms, but isometrics refers to when you're holding an exercise in a particular place in the exercise. So for example, a lot of us are familiar with a wall hold where you sit against a wall and hold a squat, and that would be an isometric, just holding a specific position of an exercise. Now, why might you want to integrate this kind of exercise into your programming? It has some benefits. The recovery time on isometrics is faster than using things where we're doing full ranges of motion or focusing on eccentrics, which on the contrary will get you very sore. Topic for another day. And then we also have the benefit of increasing our maximum force possible that we can produce, which translates essentially to power. So when you think jumping or if you are doing a power clean, doing a kettlebell swing, the amount of weight that you can move and as fast as you can move it, and that is what really velocity, max force velocity would translate to, is moving the most weight you can as fast as you can. And it also has the benefit of increasing your neuromuscular activation, and that basically means your brain is able to activate more muscle fibers in those particular positions that we're exercising. So if you struggle with a particular portion of an exercise, practicing isometrics where you struggle can help you build strength in that position. So specifics for training, we love that because we want to have a why for why we're doing something, not just because. And integration I'm referring to here is just taking moves that we're going to do first isometric, and then we're going to integrate them, meaning we're going to move through the full range of motion or incorporate movement into those exercises so we can kind of feel the difference, and also how we can use isometrics to help train to be better at our integrations. So a lot of mouthfuls. We're going to start today warming up, and then we'll get to work. We have a lot of stuff to work through today. We're going to start down on our side for our open book stretch, opening up our T-spine. So you're going to want to lay down all the way down. I like to use my arm for a pillow here, and we're going to take the top leg up about 90 degrees, and this knee here, you want to have contact with the floor, and we're going to maintain that contact as we reach our top arm forward and then up and over, keeping the knee on the ground, trying to work that shoulder to the floor. Nice deep breath in, exhale, drop that shoulder. We're going to go 2 more for a reach forward, and exhale, pull. And 1 more. Let's roll it over, do the other side. So top leg bent at 90 degrees, bottom leg straight. We're gonna reach and pull. Keep the knee on the ground, nice big breath in. Exhale, try to drop that shoulder, and we're gonna reach and do 2 more. And last one. And then we're going to roll it over, and we can push ourselves up into quadruped position. We're going to inhale, push your hands and knees into the ground, push your spine away into a nice big cat. Deep breath in, and on our exhale, pull that belly down into our cow. Series of five breaths. So inhale 2, And exhale. And 3. 4. And last one. We're going to reach through now, so take one arm, reaching it underneath your body, bringing that shoulder down to the ground, rock your hips forward. Nice big stretch. We can reach overhead with that top arm, getting your bicep to your ear. Nice deep breath in and exhale. Bring that hand back. And on our inhale, we're going to bring that arm back, reaching all the way for the ceiling. And hand back to the ground. We're going to go the other side, reaching through, shoulder to the floor, rock the hips forward. You can crawl that hand forward in, nice deep breath. Slide the hand back and inhale, looking up to the ceiling. Digging those toes in. Push up and back into our downward dog. We can walk out the hips. And we're going to reach across, opposite hand to ankle for 10. And switch. 9. Switch. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. And with that, we're going to walk our hands back to our feet, roll our spine up, take the arms wide, big stretch, scoop, and dive down, forward fold. We're going to walk the hands out, all the way into a plank this time, and now walk those feet up towards the hand, little steps, and we're gonna curl up again, stacking the hips, low back, shoulders, reaching up, and dive it down, tuck your chin. You can round the spine, bend the knees, or straight. Walk the feet back into your plank and walk the hands back and rolling up again. Shoulders last, arms wide. Big stretch. This time we can shake out those arms, let them hang. And we're going to bring our feet together. So big toes are going to be touching, a little bit of space between the heels. Keep those knees soft. We're going to bend over. You can round the back and bend the knees. The goal here is to touch the floor with the hands. Knees are going to go out, but we want to keep our feet flat. Once we have the floor touching there, touching the floor, we're going to open those knees even wider, keeping the feet flatter, dropping our butt as low as we can go. We can go all the way down, great. And then reverse, butt up, and fold. And I'll just show from the front. You can see my knees. So as I hinge forward, see, I want my knees out, but my feet are gonna stay flat. We're gonna do 5, only as low as you can go. I don't want you falling over here backwards. So the goal is open up what we have a bit available. We're gonna do 2 more. Hinge, bend, and squat. And last one. All right. From here, if you want to come to the middle of your mat, one last hinge and squat over. Next time we can tip forward onto our knees, into kneeling. If you need something rolled up under your hips, but we're just gonna roll side to side. We're not gonna stay could just start to open up those hips laterally, up and over, dropping your pelvis side to side. And finally, pick a side. You can open up those legs in front. And feel the sit bones. And we're just gonna rock until we feel both knees pushing down into the ground, and we're gonna balance on one hip there. Bring it back to the center, feel both sit bones, and bring the knees down to touch on the other side, rotating our belt buckle, our pelvis, left to right. Move it over to the side again, and touching down. And we'll do one more each side. And this last one. You can come down to the ground on our belly here. I'm gonna have my palms on the ground, bring my elbows in nice and tight. Kick up one foot, reach up with that foot, and I'm gonna reach over trying to touch the floor on the side of me. So I can push down with my hands, help me get that rotation. Slowly bring it back down, laying flat on the ground, and then we're gonna kick up the heel, reach up towards the ceiling, and then over rolling, trying to touch the floor next to us. Let's go side to side here. Kick it up and reach over. And one more each side, and then we're gonna take it into a little bit of a bigger movement. Last one, and now go into that other side. We're gonna reach over, but this time I want you to reach that arm over, roll all the way over. And if you've done animal flow before, this might be familiar, but we're gonna make sure our shoulders nice and low, push through our foot, and our hand, push those hips up, try to reach over, and bring it back down. Now we're gonna take that hand back over. We're gonna roll back over to where we started. Switch sides. Roll it over, plant that foot. This arm's gonna come up, so our chest is gonna be up. We've rolled all the way over, and we're gonna push those hips up and reach. Nice deep breath. We're just trying to have some nice, good feeling movement, get everything warmed up. Reach, press, getting those glutes activated. We're opening our hips, using our shoulders. And we're gonna go one more each side, roll it over, and pop. And last one. Knock over my water. I'll have to move that. Okay. Hopefully we're feeling nicely warmed up, juicy, fluid. It's time to grab our kettlebell. We'll talk about our first couple moves. So remember, we're going to be doing isometric first. So a lot of focusing on holding. Now, if you're holding things, right, posture, form, really important. So for starters, when we're starting here on our back with our dead bugs, let's just do a little posture check. So when we're laying flat on the ground here, under my belly button. So if I can stick my finger in my belly button here, I'm gonna draw a line all the way around the back, and there should be just enough space to fit my fingers underneath my low back there, right behind my belly button, no higher, no lower. So dead bugs, for example, we're gonna be in this position. When we reach our legs out, I don't wanna feel that space get any larger or any smaller. So what we don't want is basically our spine to do any flexing or extending, any movement in our spine. We wanna really lock down the core in these dead bugs. But this is going to be true for a lot of our movements today with the isometrics. Paying attention to our form going to be very important. But it's easy because we're really not moving around. So for starters, we're just going to do a kettlebell dead bug for 3 sets of 30 seconds, and we're going to rest 30 seconds in between for a 1-to-1 work-rest ratio. What's going to make these an isometric dead bug is we're going to be doing a 1, 2, 3 hold on each interval when we're opening up those legs. So holding the kettlebell, I'm going to go with my 18-pound here. We're going to be holding it up over the head to load the shoulders and the core to start with. And then legs are going to be up, holding your kettlebell. We're going to lower 2 and 3. Bring it in, switch. 1, 2, and 3. I'll count our 3s, and the timer is going to count our 30 seconds. So load up those kettlebells. I'm going to hold it, or if you have a dumbbell, you can hold a dumbbell, 1 in both hands or 1 in each hand. For my kettlebell, I'm going to hold my hands around the horns so it's nice and secure. So let's get started. Kettlebells up, and I'm going to start our timer. Feet up. Okay, inhale, reach, 2, 3, bring it in and switch. Hold, 2 and 3. Good, switch. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna bring it in. We have 30 seconds to rest. Hopefully we're able to manage feeling that low back. So if you do feel your low back be painful in any way during this, try doing it without the weight and keeping your fingers under your back. Let's load up that kettlebell. Shoulders pressed down to the floor, feet up. And here we go. We're gonna reach, hold, 2, 3, and down. Hold, 2, and 3, and switch. Hold, 2, 3, hold, 2, and 3. Hold, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, bring it in. We're gonna rest. We have 1 more set. Ten seconds left of rest. And load up a kettlebell. And begin. Hold, 2, 3. Hold, 2, and 3. Hold, 2, and 3. Hold, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3. 2, 3. Bring it in and full rest. Kettlebell down. We're going to turn it over. Not the kettlebell, but we're going to turn over. And this time we're going to be facing in our beast position, holding a crawl pattern. Basically meaning holding all fours, except we're going to have those knees hovering. So to get into our beast position, you start on hands and knees, fingers nice and spread. You want to make sure your shoulders are right over the middle of your palm, not back here. This might look like my shoulders are right over my center or my hand, but they're really pushing all my weight into my heel and my palm. So move it forward just a little bit until you can feel a little more weight in the fingers and the front of your hand. That's going to help distribute a little bit of that weight so our wrists aren't as sensitive. Correct position on the shoulders, and then with our toes digging in, push those toes into the ground until your knees rise up. And here we are in a beast position. So we're gonna have our weight underneath of us. We're gonna do a dead shift. So the dead refers to the weight being on the ground with no momentum. It gets to come to a full stop and rest dead. We're gonna pick it up, move it over to the other side, and switch hands, pick it up, and shift it back. So side to side, the dead shift while we hold our knees up in the hover. We're gonna do another 3 by 30 seconds. So when you're ready, let's load up. I'm gonna have my sip of ice water. And we're ready to get started. Find that position under the shoulders, dig in those toes until your knees lift. You're gonna reach and pull that kettlebell over. Nice strong core. We wanna keep our spine nice and neutral. Last 10 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, we get 30 seconds to rest. So depending on how that felt for you, quads might be burning, so take your time to stretch them in between sets. That's pretty normal. If you're not used to doing beast, if you're feeling anything hurt, like your wrists hurt, you can always rest a little bit longer, do a little bit shorter of a duration. Let's load up. Dig those toes in until the knees lift and shift. Go ahead, rest. We've got one more set. Hopefully feeling warm and our core is awake because we're about to get into it. Got about 10 seconds left of rest. Finish up your stretching. Get into position. Dig in those toes and shift. Last shift and resting. Okay. We get to get up off the floor. So, how was that little taste of isometrics? Hopefully you can feel what it can do, how it can really amplify simple exercises to make them a little bit more challenging, but they will make you very strong at doing those simple exercises. So moving on, let's take it up one slight level. We're going to begin in a half kneeling position. We're going to want our kettlebell and our dumbbell in both our hands. If you have a kettlebell today, make sure you hold it upside down for our halos. So part one, our isometric focus here is going to be digging in the toes in the back. All right, start pulling the front foot towards the back foot, and then we're gonna lift up, and we're gonna hold this split lunge stance. Now where it's gonna get hard, we're gonna have our weight, we're gonna pull those feet together, and we're gonna go around. Halo around the head. We're gonna do 6 halos each side for a total of 12 halos. So first halo with our right leg forward, left leg forward, whichever you want to start with, but we're going to go around reversing each time. So kettlebell in both hands. You're gonna go around, kettlebell or dumbbell to the ear, behind, around the other ear, front, and then reverse direction. So clockwise, and immediately after, counter. You wanna go both ways, alternating. You're gonna do that for a count of 6. We'll be supersetting this with a B stance deadlift with a row. So I'll explain that when we get to that. But let's start with our little split lunge, 6 on each side. Start in that half kneeling position, holding our kettlebell. Toe dug in the back. You're gonna pull the feet towards each other, lift up. We're gonna go around, behind, and out the other side and reverse. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Bring it down, switch sides, dig in the toe, pull, and lift. And we're gonna go around for 6, 5, 4, and 3, 2, 1. All the way down. We can lower down our kettlebell. Let's come up into standing now. So B stance deadlift. That involves, rather than doing standard deadlift where both my feet are together, I'm gonna kick one back. That heel is lifted up. And I'm not really gonna put my weight on it. So you see, standing up straight, how my hips are over my feet here. When I put my foot back, my hips stay over my front foot. I don't shift back at all, okay? So, kettlebell next to us. If I step back, my right foot, I wanna make sure my kettlebell is on my right side. Keeping my weight in my front foot, I'm gonna keep my knees soft, back straight, move my hips back behind me. Or if you wanna think about your belt buckle, it's going back, or opening your hips, opening your butt cheeks. You wanna feel a good hamstring stretch. Weights on the front leg. I'm gonna have my kettlebell. I'm gonna pull up halfway. Still feel the weight in my leg, not my back. I feel it in the back of this front leg. And we're gonna pull up. Kettlebell row, shoulders going to be back. We're gonna hold 2, 3, down and up, 2, 3. Okay, so from the top, just like our other one, we're gonna do 6 each side, double isometric here, holding our deadlift, and we're going to be holding that row for just a slight pause at the top. Step that foot back, keep the weight on the front foot. Let's shift those hips back, keep the back straight, right? And I'm gonna reach down, deadlift up partially, all my weight's on my front leg, and I'm gonna row, bringing that kettlebell in, nice and tight. 2, 3, 4, 5. I forgot my isometrics. 6. Let's go an extra 6. We'll do it on the second round. 5, 4, 3 more. Sorry guys, I gotta punish you. It's all right. I couldn't focus on it. I definitely think maybe I went a little complex, which is known to happen, but we're working out with a trainer, right? So feet together, let's step that foot back. Keep my weight over my front foot and shift my hips back. Keep the weight on the front leg. I'm gonna reach down for that kettlebell, lift it up halfway, just about to the knee, and we're gonna pull. We'll do 12 on this side. 3, really open up your shoulder. Think about almost like you're trying to drag your elbow along the floor. 6 more. And last 3, 2, and 1. And we can rest. Okay. So I think switch up of plans. Since I messed that up and I didn't do my double isometric, we'll just keep it with our holding our deadlift isometric and doing 12 rows. I think It's a little better simplified that way. On the fly adjustment. Take another 10 seconds. Let's come down to the ground. We're gonna go back to that split lunge hold with our halo. So if you got that kettlebell, let's have it upside down. If you have a dumbbell in both hands, drag those feet towards each other. Lift up. You can have the weight in both feet, hips in the middle this time. We're gonna go around for 6 and switch. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down and switch feet. Pull the feet toward each other and hover for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it down. Kettlebell on the floor. We're gonna come up. B stance deadlift with our adjusted 12 reps. So we're gonna come down, one deadlift that we hold. Bring it up halfway, hold, and 12, 2, 3, 4, 5, keep your weight in your front foot, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 2 more. Last one. Finish our deadlift and switch. Kettlebell on the ground, V stance. Come back into that deadlift, halfway, and 12, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, 10, last 2, and 1, and finish that deadlift. We can rest 30 seconds, and we have one last round of these two, and then we have a fun integration to finish. Let's come down, half kneeling. Ready for our halos. Drag those feet, lift, and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down, switch, drag, lift, last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down, and let's go up. B stance it back and hinge. Deadlift up and left. 12, 11, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Finish our deadlift, switch sides. From the top, let's go, B stance. Final 12, hinge down, and last 12. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, 10, last 2, and 1. Finish that deadlift, and bring it down. Enjoy a longer rest between our sets. We're gonna switch those gears. First, a little core reset. And we're gonna come down to the ground again. No weights. We're just gonna reset back in our core. So if you're familiar with our superhuman hold, that's where we're reaching our arms in front of us, palms facing each other, thumbs up, neck neutral. We lift the shoulders to the ears, we squeeze the butt, and we tighten the core, and this is our superhuman. So it's like you're flying through the sky. We're gonna do another 3 sets of 30-second holds, 30 seconds in between 2 rests. So let's come on down. Assume the position, belly on the floor if you want to take a nice big stretch first. And let's come into the position with the palms facing each other, thumbs up. Put head down, we don't want to crank our neck, okay? We want to work the back. Let's lift the shoulders up, lift the feet, squeeze, and hold. You want to keep your biceps by your ears. Nice big inhale. Keep it stretchy, keep it light. We're gonna reach, be long and stretchy, and lift. Last 5. And bring it down to rest. 30 seconds to rest here. Enjoy it. I am certainly excited because we are not done yet, guys. Just a little reset here in the middle. 15 seconds. Last 10. Let's stretch it out. Get ready. Head down. Shoulders up. Lift and hold. Biceps by the ears. Nice deep rest. Last 10 seconds. And bring it down to rest. We got one last set. Put that back, rest. Collect the sweat. We got one more. Last 10 seconds of that final rest. Reach those arms. Lift the shoulders. And holding. Last 15 seconds, you're halfway there. Keep the shoulders low. And last 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring it down to rest. Oh my goodness. But we're not done. So we're gonna come up and we're gonna integrate that beast that we started with. You might have forgotten about him, but I did not. So the beast, the same one that we were doing, we're gonna take that isometric crawl pattern and we're gonna move it, integrate it into multiple directions. So get ready for 5 rounds. 5 rounds of that 30 seconds of work and 30 seconds of rest. And what we're gonna do is that beast, say I start over here, on one end of my mat, lifting up the knees. We're gonna crawl it over all the way to the end of the mat. When you get to the end, crawl back. We're gonna do one round laterally, side to side. Rest for 30 seconds, and then we're gonna go vertically, forward and back, and reverse. And you can go as far or as small as you want with this. If you have a big room, use your big room. You know, and if you just have a little space like me, all you need is a mat. So, who's ready to crawl laterally and sagittally? I'm gonna take that beast and integrate it. Come down, hands and knees. Lift up those knees. We want to keep our spine neutral. And let's go, crawling laterally side to side. Take your time. You don't want to rock side to side. We want to keep a nice level back. Nice and smooth. Halfway, 15 seconds. And resting, and I'm gonna set up for vertical. Halfway through that rest, you got 10 seconds. And here we go, hands and knees. We're gonna crawl forward and back. Keep your back nice and level. Keep your knees low. Take small steps. Whoop. And look out behind you. And last 10 seconds. Resting. I'm gonna set up for my lateral. Two down, 3 to go. Halfway through that rest. 10-second warning. Let's get set up. Dig in the toes, lift the knees, and crawl side to side. Halfway through, halfway there. And bring those knees down to rest. 3 down, 2 to go. Set up for forward and back. Halfway through that rest. Let's get set up, 10 seconds. Knees up and crawl. Halfway through. Bring those knees down to rest. Last rest, we got one more crawl. One last crawl, and then we've done it. We did it. Halfway through that rest. 10 seconds. Let's get ready. Lift those knees up. And last crawl. side to side. Tell you what, if you want to get crazy, let's have a little fun. Let's crawl all directions. Just keep those knees low. And bring it down to rest in the middle of your mat or wherever you're at. Take a big stretch, nice deep breath. And let's bring it up. Wrap those arms around. Give yourself a hug. Thank yourself for doing something nice for yourself today. A little bit of self-love, a little bit of self-care, because this is self-care. And thank you for taking this class. Thank you for donating to the Lawyers Guild if you're one of my September package members. And as always, thank you to my regular members as well. And if you're familiar with me, I will continue rambling on saying how much I love you and how awesome it is to be able to do this. So I'm gonna go before I do that. I will see everybody on Friday. Kettlebell flow. We're gonna do rotations for beginners and how to take beginner rotation into intermediate rotation. If you like today's isometrics and integration, let me know. We can definitely do more of these. I really like doing this stuff. So that's it. Take good care of yourself until Friday, and